household of Abraham trusted in him and trusted in the God that he served. You understand that? It's what made his house such a great house. This is what caught God's eye, was this man was willing to serve him, and his household was willing to serve him to an extent that he could come home one afternoon and say, everybody's getting circumcised. And the house didn't fall apart. I find that intriguing. I find that intriguing. You know what? When you think about it, me and my wife have already talked about circumcision a little bit. We have the boy for the first time. We never talked about this before. You know? This is a new one on us. So, you know, we've talked about it. But you know what? It doesn't serve any purpose. You understand that, right? Here, it has nothing to do with the land. You understand that? I mean, wouldn't we fuss about it not being necessary? I mean, we think that everything today has to be necessary. I'm going to come out around the pulpit. You can see my legs. This is for you, Bob. I hope you feel comfortable back there. The covenant was an entrusted. In other words, telling God, I don't care what you tell me to do. I don't care if it makes a difference, if it does anything or not. The point is, I agreed to do it every time that a member of my household was born a male, or anybody that I bought, anybody that worked for me, after 8 days old, I guarantee you they was going to be circumcised. That was the covenant. That was the covenant. Honoring God's request. Honoring God's commandment. No matter what it meant, it was about what God desired. Our church, every church, would go so much further if we didn't debate about why we did things and if this was necessary or not. If we understood what God's will was for us, if we sought after God's will, tradition and ceremonies, it wouldn't matter if this is what God wanted. If we entrusted God's will to be the absolute best for us. In church, out of church, in my house. Do you know how wonderful your house would run if they trust you that much? If they trusted the will of God to be in your heart that much. That's what we're falling today. We're falling today because we don't search out and seek God's will so passionately that we don't complain about His will, that we don't argue about, you know how long it's going to take me to circumcise all these guys? For no point, for no reason. The point is when we get down to the end of the story, Abraham's house worked. What he had going on in his house worked. We're having a little deal between me and my sister and or two sisters, and my mom got in it now. But I got on to one of my sister's kids the other day. Boy, that no. It hurt my sister's feelings, and then, of course, my mom got mad because I hurt my sister's feelings. And so on and so forth. But me and Kara had made, in private quarters, we'd made, hey, you know what? These my sister's kids are bad. And I don't mind. One of my sisters is doing great. I think to even be doing what she's doing, she just raises both of them kids by herself. And the point is, Mama get on to me, but I'm thinking the whole time, whatever I'm doing is working. Really, truly, our kids are so well behaved, and a lot of it ain't got anything to do with me. It's got to do with the godly mother that will, stand them down, amen. But she will. She stands them down, and whatever it is, it works. And that's what we look for, is what works. And several times, and I'm not in any way saying Kara and I are the best two parents to ever walk the face of the earth, because we're just to try the boy thing, and we debate if we know anything at all now. But I told you about Emily. I think Emily singing the song the other day. I'm riding down the road and she's singing a song. Santa Claus don't exist. The most precious gift is Jesus. And, I'm not telling her to sing that. But when they do certain things like that, you say, well, whatever we're doing, it's working. And I look and I say, well, what are we doing? And we have our kids in church all the time. All the time, our kids are in church. And you just see the effects of this, of what works, what really, really works, is God's will. You understand that? It's God's will to have your kids in church all the time. And later on down the road, when you least expect it, you're going to see, hey, this thing works. Wow. It does work. And we know that it's God's will to discipline our children. And sometimes it hurts, and sometimes we don't like to do it. But later on we find out, hey, God knew what He was talking about when He said do that. It works. It works. What our church is going to find out is these things that God is telling us to do, whether we think they're important or not, is we'll always find out that God's will works. It just works. If He says to go over here and do this, then it's important that we go over here and do this. No matter how little we think it is. No matter if we think it's something that can be put off. I want to see our church in the best spot possible. And that's going to be in God's will. God's will. Now, praise God, I'm not going to ask us all, the men, to gather up and get circumcised tonight. But I am going to ask for us, as individuals, to search for God's will in our church. To seek out, whether it's something small or something huge, if God lays it on your heart, I want you to bring it up. I want you to be a part of it. I want us, as a church, to understand that the pastor doesn't do everything. It's about us together. Amen. And God will talk to you and He'll say, we need to start this ministry, or we need to start going here or doing this. And He may speak to you, not me. And I want you to not throw it down. I don't want you to walk off from it. I want you to grab hold to it. And say, if this is God's will, it's going to work. It's going to work. Every bit about it, Rasta.